some of the reasons that I had for them, sort of having a good performance from the front office, actually, things that you mentioned in why they've had a bad performance. I agree that, their roster construction isn't that great. And as you say, they've had to rely on some of these young guys. But I actually gave them credit for getting, Cam Thomas at 27 and, getting Kessler Edwards on a two-way. We mentioned Paddy Mills, which they got for the MLE, which I think is probably one of the best off-season signings, probably the best player that was available
Yeah.
that was willing to take that
Yeah.
contract. They re-signed Bruce Brown for a pretty reasonable deal as well. LaMarcus Aldridge, as a minimum, he's been playable. He's made some shots. He's done fine. Bruce Brown extension, I think I mentioned. And yeah, the Harden trade, getting off of Millsap, who's totally washed, and getting back Curry and Drummond in addition to just Simmons, like not only improves their team, but also weakens Philly. Because like Philly, Loki, they could really do with Curry. And like Andre Drummond is like, I've never really been a big fan of Andre Drummond, but he's like a decent backup center.
Yeah.
And Philadelphia is like very desperate for a decent backup center. Like they're playing DeAndre Jordan, who's been cut by like
Yeah.
four different teams this year,
Yeah.
just trying to find some minutes. So like, even just like weakening your opponent very slightly by forcing them to throw in Andre Drummond. And then, two additional first round picks, which, they can move to improve the team going into next season. So you're saying this could be the end of Brooklyn, depending on how someone looks. Well, they've got two first round picks that they can use to try to add more pieces around Kyrie and Durant. Durant, who I think signed an extension too, so we will give them some credit for bringing back possibly the best player in the league, getting him to
Yeah.
re-sign. And so yeah, that's the sort of the reasons why I kind of liked their
Yeah.
season.